Alright, so in this lesson we're going to define our routes. For that we're going to use the ui.router, which is external library for Angular. So let me get started. So first we need to link it our route.js to the index. So we need to create one more script tag. So let me do it straight away. And we just wanted to use source tag. So source, and it's going to be routes.js. Perfect. And every single application for Angular start with the word ng-app. So I'm going to define one in a body tag, ng-app, and I'm going to call it router app. If you're following along, please call it the same name so we're going to be on the same page. And for the a tag, for the navigation menu, we need to define extra attribute for the UI router to understand we're going to link it. So we need to define this attribute, which is called UI as reference. And first one is going to be called home. So let me copy this one here and assign for the rest of them, and just to change and the reference name. So YouTube, I'm going to call my YouTube. Instagram, I'm going to call it my Instagram. And next one is for logging the users, so I'm going to call it simply login. And last one, I'm going to call create, because it's for creating the user. So those are the reference names for the UI router, and also needs to know where we're going to load our templates. So this is a container and it needs attribute of UI view. So those are the changes we need to make for router to work in our index page. So let me save this, and now we're going to build our router itself. So we need to define Angular. I'm going to call it the same router app equals to Angular module. It takes the name, which we call router app, and then it takes dependencies. So our is UI router, like this. What is dependency injection? Let me explain. Dependency injection is just a way of injecting external library into the Angular. So before bootstrapping, before it loads in every single module, it needs to inject that, and that is your router at this point. We need to also inject later in the lessons. We're going to inject ng animate as well as a dependency, but at this point we're building router. So our application router app in a config phase, and in a callback function it takes this dependency, which is UI router, and we need to inject state provider from them. State provider, and state provider is going to provide us state for all the routes. So let me do it straight away. So our state provider it needs to find that state, and the first one we defined for home page is called simply home. So home, and then it takes object of URL, and this one is just slash because it doesn't go anywhere. It's just a home page, and also it needs template URL. And our templates are kept in routes template. That's the path, and the first one is called home.html. Perfect. That's all we need for the first one. So the rest of them is going to be similar. So let me just copy over and place that actually 5 times, because that's how many routes do we have. Alright, so next one I'm going to define its login, and the route itself URL is going to be called login. Perfect. Next one is going to be for creating the users, so is called create, and the template itself is called create users. So let me define one, and URL I'm going to call also create. Perfect. And next one is going to be for YouTube. We call it my YouTube, and the same I'm going to call it my YouTube here. And for the URL and the template itself, we name it YouTube videos. And last one is called my Instagram, and URL itself the same name, my Instagram, and template we call it Instagram profile. Right, that looks good. Also, we need to define one more route. I'm gonna explain in a second why. Because we need to define the default ones. So if any of those is not being selected, we need to select the default one by default. So it's called otherwise. That's how I'm going to understand that nothing has been selected, so use this one. So otherwise is not all of those, use this default one. So it's going to use empty string here, so nothing has been assigned, and I'm going to use it as a home page as a default. All right, I think that's all we need. So we're ready to test that in a browser. So let me open that in a localhost. Now refresh the page, and fair enough, we've got the first default route loading in home page, and now we're testing YouTube, Instagram, login, sign in. They all work as expected, very good. And in next lesson we're going to build our login form and sign in form, so stay tuned. Thank you very much.